Gonzaga 101, Baylor 63. Yeah, that score is real. That is correct. And look, you could point to the fact that Gonzaga had 25 assists and 11 turnovers as a team, and Baylor only had 11 to 12. But if I were listing stats to you without reasoning, I wouldn't be doing it justice as to why. Why did that happen? You ask, why did Gonzaga have 25 assists and 11 turnovers as a team? Well, let me tell you why. Last year, Baylor was an incredible offensive team. Right? They got whatever they wanted. They had great guards who can score, and they do this year, even though the showing last night didn't necessarily display that. But Baylor, let me tell you about a weakness they've had since they won the championship, going on right behind me in 2021. Well, they have struggled to guard the paint. They have struggled to have a rim protector. Last year, teams shot 52.5% from two-point range against Baylor. That's 257th in college basketball. Baylor has been 128th and 166th in points allowed. They've had elite offenses. However, they haven't made it past the round of 32 since 2021. Why is that? You could easily say it's because they haven't had a rim protector. And they've had some, but statistics show they've struggled to guard the paint. What did Gonzaga get down low? Well, Gonzaga shot 27 of 39 from two-point range. They shot 70%. 70%. And look, Baylor, in terms of Baylor's lineup, man, they got studs. This is a talented team. Jeremy Roach from Duke, a transfer. Norshad Omier from Miami. And VJ Edgecombe, if you haven't seen him for the Bahamas and the Olympic trial highlights, he's a stud. Dude can hoop. They've always had that. But Baylor starts 4 guards and 1 big man. It's a small lineup as it is. They don't have a single guy in their starting lineup who averaged more than 0.8 blocks per game last year. And I want to point out 2 players. Braden Huff and Ben Gregg got whatever they wanted down low. Shot a combined 10 for 13 from two-point range. 10 for 13. So the reality of it is Baylor's rim protection clearly just, I'm going to be honest, wasn't quite there. And Gonzaga also shot super well from 3. Why is that? Well, when you can't guard those guys from two-point range, you got to crash. You got to help. And that leaves those shooters open. And guys like Nolan Hickman, Khalif Battle, great get from Arkansas for Gonzaga, completely feasted from the exterior. Ryan Nembhard, another guy I want to talk about for Gonzaga. Talk about a floor general. 11 assists and 2 turnovers. Gonzaga got whatever they wanted in the high pick and roll because Baylor just flat out didn't have the dudes to guard it. They ran the same thing the whole time, whether that's Huff, whether that's Gregg. These 7-footers who could just get whatever they wanted inside. And they took advantage of a weakness that Baylor has. That's the reality of it. But I want to ask this question about Baylor. If you're Baylor, okay, you have Langston Love, you have Jeremy Roach, VJ Edgecombe, Jaden Nunn. All of these guys, great guards, great shooters. But it's college basketball, man. And sometimes teams can just go cold. These are kids we're talking about, like 19 to 22-year-old kids, nearly my age. Actually, my age. And so you have to ask, when those shots aren't going in, which happens, what is Baylor's crutch? What is their plan B? What can they go to? Because this defense these last 3 years hasn't quite been that for them. And that's why they haven't been able to get over that hump. They've been very good. Scott Drew's a heck of a coach, man. Dude knows X's and O's. Dude knows the game. He can coach a great offense. And even though Baylor dropped 63 points and shot 3 for 14 from 3, I'm not as worried about their offense as I am about their defense. Because this is a bunch of talented, young, new players to the system that I believe will ultimately figure out a way to gel. It just may take a little bit, as we saw. In terms of Gonzaga, man, this is a championship contending team. That's what we learned. And I know it's game 1. People say don't overreact. I think this Gonzaga team has it, man. They have the floor general. They got the shooters. They've got the big men. They've got the size, the length that they have to be an excellent defensive team. That's also something that I believe Gonzaga's been missing since this game as well, maybe since 2022, is the defense. But Baylor also, this is something, had 11 assists in total as a team. A lot of their baskets looked really tough. It was a bunch of ISO one-on-one, guys standing around in the corner and not necessarily knowing where to be sometimes. That will get fixed over time. This is only November, as you know. But man, Gonzaga looked great. Baylor's got work to do, and Baylor might have a ceiling that limits them from being that national championship contender unless if they find some balance, because they've got a lot of scoring, but the rim protection just ain't quite there, to be real with you.